listening to
Catholic Sprout,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith.
Greetings, young Squire Sprouts. Today is the 30th day in the 11th month in the year of our Lord 2024. My name is Sir Roland and you're listening to Saturdays with Sir Roland on Catholic Sprouts, where every Saturday we discuss the art of dragon slaying. Today is the feast day of one of the original disciples of Jesus, St. Andrew. St. Andrew was the brother of St. Peter, and Andrew was one of the first to follow Jesus. It was St. Andrew who introduced his brother Peter to Jesus. In this way, St. Andrew is a model for all of us. Firstly, we need to be looking for Jesus everywhere we go and seek him with all of our heart. And secondly, we need to share the good news of the gospel with others and help people encounter Jesus by bringing them to him. Today is not only the feast of St. Andrew, it's also New Year's Eve. No, I'm not confused. I know it's only the last day of November and tomorrow is December 1st, not January 1st. But in our Catholic liturgical calendar, the new year begins with Advent, and tomorrow is the first day of Advent. Advent is a special time for us to prepare for the coming of our Lord Jesus. Not only do we prepare to celebrate his birth at Christmas, but we also prepare for his second coming. So today on the podcast, I thought I would get all of you ready for Advent by giving you 7 ways to annoy each of the 7 deadly dragons this Advent. What, did you expect me to talk about 7 Christmas cookie recipes or 7 ways to annoy your brother? This is a podcast on dragon slaying. I tie everything to slaying of dragons, and Advent is a prime time to slay them all. I'll tell you some of my favorite family traditions, many of which I'm sure you have already done or plan to do, but now you'll see how these Advent traditions are designed to slay the 7 deadly dragons. All right, number 1. One of the first things we can do, preferably by the first day of Advent, is put out our nativity scene. In fact, we have several nativity scenes, including a homemade one that I made myself. The red dragon absolutely hates this image. When I was a kid and my mom would give my grandpa a new school picture of me, my grandpa would always say, "Oh, good, now I have something to scare all the mice away." Well, in the same way, your nativity scene with Mary and Joseph and the manger inside, the stable and the star and all the farm animals is a great way to scare away the red dragon of pride. The God of the universe came into this world behind enemy lines in a way that the dragons never saw coming. He came in the form of a tiny baby in the most humble of settings. That is great humility. Number 2, to slay the orange dragon of envy, think of an idea of how you can serve others this Advent, especially the poor. One thing we've done in the past is plan a family Christmas tournament of the ages. No, we don't go outside and shoot bows and arrows and trebuchets and ballistas like in my stories, although that would be fun. But we do have fun family competitions playing some of our favorite games. Before the tournament starts, everyone picks their favorite charity. Instead of buying each other way too many presents, we each agree to give some money to charity. All the money goes to the charity picked by the person who wins the tournament. One year I got to donate enough money to buy some poor people in another country some chickens and cows to feed their family. This is a great way to share your talents, have a friendly family competition, and help others in need all at the same time. The orange dragon hates that. Number 3. While Advent is a time to step back and reflect and pray, it is in no way a time for spiritual laziness. Quite the opposite. Look for ways that you can fill your heart with passion and zeal to go out and change the world. The yellow dragon of sloth will be really annoyed if you have a spiritual awakening this Advent. I don't know about you, but I love stories, and there are certain stories that I watch or read or listen to every Advent season. Keep an eye on your training guild emails, and I'll send you my favorite Advent books and movies and songs to watch and listen to that will get you and your family fired up to slay the yellow dragon of sloth. I will say that the story of salvation history is the best story, and the Jesse tree can help you rediscover that story. Number 4. We all know that Argyros shows up around this time of year. That green dragon of greed, and that is that little voice in your head that's always saying, "I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I need this, and it just won't be Christmas if I don't get this, and all my friends have that, and I really hope I get this because I can't live without one of those." You get the picture. If we listen to Argyros, Christmas can quickly become about buying material things for my own wealth and selfish gain. Here's an idea to really annoy and silence that giant green dragon. On December 6th, the feast of St. Nicholas, gather up all the toys and clothes and material possessions that you don't need anymore. If your tree's already up, you can put them under the tree. We always receive a letter from St. Nicholas on this feast day asking us to slay our gyros and assist in the generosity that St. Nicholas teaches us by giving away some of our possessions to the poor. This will make room for all the new stuff that we do get at Christmas. Remember, what you get might make you happy for, 10 minutes, maybe a week if you're lucky. But what you give, that will make you happy for a lifetime. So learn to be generous. Number 5, Christmas lights and Advent candles are beautiful during Advent, and they're one of my favorite things about this holy season. It's supposed to be a reminder that Jesus is the light of the world that pierces the darkness of sin and death. Now, everyone has their own traditions on when to put up lights and when to put up the tree, so that's up to you. But early in Advent, I think it's fitting for the first light to be the light of the Advent wreath. There's 4 candles on that wreath, 3 purple and 1 pink. They represent hope, peace, joy, and love. The light gradually gets brighter. As each week of Advent goes by, we light another candle in anticipation of Jesus, the Prince of Peace. These candles and all of our Christmas lights really annoy the blue dragon of wrath, who wants to spread the fire of hatred and division in our world. Christmas lights and cozy lights remind us of the warmth of God's love on a cold winter night and how Jesus is the one true light. Number 6, Gula is around every corner during Advent, tempting you with cookies and pies and eggnog and more cookies and candy and all kinds of Advent treats. But did you know that Advent is a penitential season? That means we're called to give up certain things, and yes, we are called to fast. Christmas is a time to celebrate, and there's nothing wrong with some favorite holiday foods, but be sure to keep gula at bay and do some fasting this Advent for the salvation of souls, and do some feasting at the heavenly banquet of the Mass, and receive the greatest food there is, the Eucharist. And number 7, finally, to slay the violet dragon of lust, we need to spend some quality time with our family and friends. The violet dragon wants us to love things and use people. For example, you might say, "Hey Mom, go make me some more cookies because I love how those things taste." Well, that's kind of rude. You're loving the cookies and using your mom to get what you want. But Christmas is about loving people and using things. The cookies or fun food may bring us together, or a nice board game or family movie night. Use these things to love the people in your life. Spend quality, carefree timelessness with the people you love. There's nothing that annoys Agaba more than when we love people and use things. Again, watch your Training Guild emails this Advent for games and ideas. Now, I mentioned this is my last podcast of the liturgical year, but I also regret to inform you that this is my last podcast of Saturdays with Sir Roland of the calendar year as well. But fear not, because there is an awesome Advent series on Catholic Sprouts that you are not going to want to miss. We will travel through the story of salvation history, and I will get to read those Bible passages to you every day during Advent. So you'll hear my voice every day during Advent, not just on Saturdays. That might be great news for some, or another opportunity to offer up a sacrifice for others, but either way, it slays dragons. And don't worry, I'll be back in 2025 for more training in the art of dragon slaying. Before I sign off for the year, though, I would like to make a request of all of you who have purchased our new book series in 2024. It has been such a joy to write these stories and create these books this year, and I love hearing from kids and parents all over the country on what they think of the stories. If you have the books, would you please send me an email and let me know which story was your favorite and why? Just respond to your Training Guild email, or you can email john@extraordinarymission.com. That is my challenge for you this week. Who knows, we might even send you a prize for your feedback. So have a very blessed holiday season and know of my daily prayers for all of you. And until next year, I'll leave you under the protection of St. Michael the Great Archangel, St. Joseph the Terror of Dragons, and Mary, Queen of the Angels, Our Lady of Grace, and the woman whose seed crushed the head of the dragon.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be.
Hey, parents and kids. We're taking December off from Saturdays with Sir Roland, but you will continue to receive our weekly email for the Dragon Slayers Training Guild, offering resources, ideas for Advent, and thoughts from Sir Roland. If you're not in our Training Guild yet, we would love for you to join. We have a lot of cool stuff planned for 2025, so please register for free at extraordinarymission.com/dragonslayers. And remember, listen to Catholic Sprouts every day, including Saturdays with Sir Roland.
This podcast is part of the Spoke Street Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.